Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a new video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 10 hours of player killing, exploring the wilderness, as well as PvP. The goal for this video is to make as much money as possible and to see if we can get lucky and smite any big items. As you can see here on screen, this is the starting tab, 92 mil worth of gear that we are going to be using for this video. Hopefully in this 10-hour span of time we can make a lot from that and avoid as many deaths as possible. But we will see, only time will tell. I'm really excited for this one. And on top of all that, we'll also be exploring the RuneLite HD client during this whole video, so we'll see the difference that makes. But before we do get started into this video, we do have some quick words from our sponsor. You guessed it, Raid Shadow Legends. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something important. Have you taken down the Demon Lord yet? Crushed the Ice Golem? Ascended the Doom Tower? What about fighting against millions of real players in the arena? Well, now it's time to get started because it's time to raid. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. And now there's also an amazing new legendary champion in-game that you may recognize. It is none other than Ninja. Let's just look at how badass he really is. He's got a katana, a bow and arrow, and he controls both ice and fire. It's honestly one of the best looking character designs that I've seen in any game, and the fact that he hits super hard and he's awesome against pretty much any boss in the game, especially the spider or clan boss, means you definitely have to get him. And the best part about him, he is available for free right now so everyone can get him, but he's only going to be available until October 15th. Being a super limited edition champion, once that day comes, you'll never be able to get him again, so you really want to start getting on this soon. And just this month, Raid released a huge new Doom Tower update, 2 huge new bosses to take on, Astronix the Dark Fae and Bommel the Dreadhorn, along with new enemy balance to tower floors, new secret rooms to discover, and most importantly, new artifact sets to win. If that's not good enough, the whole month is packed with awesome events and tournaments, including one very special event with a brand new feature, Super Raids. Super Raids lets you double up your rewards from hitting dungeons and massively speeds up your progress. This is absolutely amazing for new players, so make sure to hit the links in the description or scan my QR code. And once you do this, you will receive a huge head start in Raid, receiving an epic hero, Chinoro, who's amazing in the Doom Tower. On top of this, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. A huge thanks to Raid for sponsoring today's video, and hopefully I will see you guys there. Alright, well, with all that being said, let's get into today's video. So 10 hours of player killing. This really meant any player anywhere in the game, whether it's PvP or the wild, but our first kill of the video was in the wilderness, and it was actually at Black Chinchampa's. I was hopping worlds at the very start, and I ran into this guy who was in similar gear as me, and pretty much similar skill set, I'd say. And with that Dragon Claw special attack, I did get the kill, and not only that, but we did get the whip PK, which I don't know if that was smited or not, because I could have sworn his prayer was on, but nevertheless he was using a DDS, so we did get that whip. As you may have seen in the chat box there, I was actually so rusty at Pking before I started this video. It must have been months before I've actually PK'd on my main like this, so I didn't even have my looting bag. So that's a huge tip to anyone who is going to be PKing. Always bring that looting bag with you. But anyways, after my Black Chinchampa adventure, I decided that I would go out and check Callisto, some spot that I really was a fan of PKing at years ago, especially during the Loot from 1000 player video. After hopping a lot of worlds and finally seeing a PVMer at Callisto, it turns out that it was just an alternate account that was being used by this team, and I think these are about a 4 to 5 man team of max mages that did pretty much try to kill me through that half telly block my way. So in other words, I had 2 minutes and 30 seconds to live, and I was getting really lucky with the special attacks and the prayer switches because I really couldn't see who was attacking me at all, which I guess is a benefit to them because you can't see what to pray. Despite all of this and their best efforts, I was fortunate enough to get away, and I learned my lesson, so I am not PKing at Callisto anytime soon. I just think you definitely need a team for that these days, or just be ready to log out quickly. One place that I'm always comfortable PKing at is the Revenant caves, and as you can see in the HD client, it does look a lot different, and I really do like it. I mean, this HD client was completely brand new to me and everyone else on the same day, and that's when I started this video, and I really did enjoy the changes. Personally did this video in fixed mode, so unlike my previous videos, I haven't really experienced the resizable experience yet, but I'm just much better at PKing when it's a smaller screen, so maybe in the future I'll try out that resizable client. Well, from Rev Caves to the Wood woodcutting guild and now lava dragons. As you can see, I was just kind of bouncing around places, just kind of trying out different spots, hopping a lot of worlds throughout this video. And as you can see, the lava dragons went pretty well. We got a 200k PK. And after banking the loot from that guy, I did check out Revenant, this time on a normal spellbook. And as I thought this kill was going good, to my surprise, this person had 2 other accounts ready to log in and Dragon Claw spec me 4 times at the same time. I'll be honest, I guess someone was looking over me because I don't know how I tanked all those claw specs and took almost no damage, but had I died, I would have lost a toxic staff, and yeah, it would have been a very sad time. So although they failed and I failed because I did try to kill that PVMer still, it was a learning experience. You know, you can kind of see that these different hotspots, whether it's Callisto or Revenant, there's always going to be a ploy or some bait account that's ready for you, and if it seems a little too good to be true, most of the time it is. I'm still not sure what Mariko means, but shout out to that guy. I'm not sure what he was doing, but the rune scimitar is certainly not good enough for lava dragons. So killed that guy, and we did go back up north, and to my surprise, I was finding a lot of 3-itemers at lava dragons. Occasionally I would kill these people and just get bones, but sometimes they would have onyx bolt tips, so you guys will see that a couple times throughout the video. Always going to be that one person that, you know, runs down 15 to 20 levels of wilderness and almost gets away, but not so lucky this time for this Iron Man. And had I known he was an Iron Man, I think I would have probably offed him. That's a decision I make most of the time. I mean, I know Iron Men are fair game too, and this guy did have 33 lava dragon bones, so 435k from him. I don't feel bad for killing him now. As you can see, you know, there are plenty of people that I try to kill that will survive. So, you know, this guy Jamal here looked like he was killing some Vedion with a rune defender, and we almost did kill him with the help of the unicorn in the entry, but I want to say his skill cape teleported him out. Could be wrong, but from the looks of it, I guess that's what happens. So wish I would have had teleblock, but either way, Ice Barrage was doing a lot of work for me. I caught this guy as he was standing near lava dragons, and I was near Vedion, and I did get the freeze, and luckily no team logged in, and I did get a solid 250k PK. And a world hop later, I found another 3-itemer at Lava Dragons. This time, though, he did have a little bit of anglerfish, but certainly never enough to survive lavas, and I did get about 250k from him. Moving on to a little bit higher priced PKs, I did get a 65 nice hit on this guy with a DFS over at the Rev Caves, and he was here for quite a while, that looting bag coming out to be over 1,000,000 GP. So much things that I couldn't even fit it all in there. Transitioning into a little bit of PvP, the thing with all the world hopping was it was taking a lot of time out of the video, so I wanted to try a few DH fights, and just to practice, see where my skills were at, and the first 2 guys did teleport away from me, so I felt a little confident to bring the DH out and stick with it for a while. So unfortunately, I wasn't using like a Dwarven Rock Cake or a locating device to lower my HP with it, but nevertheless, it's still fun to PK with DH. Not a lot of people expect it, and you definitely don't see it that much in deep wilderness, so that, along with the Dragon Claws, was doing me pretty well against anyone I was running into. And I wasn't really trying to avoid PKers, I was just running into more PVMers than I was PKers, so I don't want you guys to think that it was just PVMers during this video. I did transition into PvP a little bit more towards the end with some DH fights. All honesty, this was pretty good money. I mean, most of these people that I was killing always had anywhere from 300k to a mil just in whatever they were doing, whether they were killing lava dragons, revs, or Vedion. And I would encounter occasional teams which I would run from if I felt a little outnumbered, and in this situation I thought I was actually helping one out, but it turns out I think these guys are just friends with each other, messing around because they quickly turned on me, but you know, we got away, of course. No teleblock on me this time. I noticed this guy in PvP Worlds using all sorts of weird gear when he was fighting people, probably the type of guy who's a really good PKer but just gets bored of traditional fights, so I figured I'd go a little untraditional too with the whole hybrid setup here, and we actually did get the kill. It's amazing what the strength of an Armadillo Godsword can do, and luckily that was a Dragon Chain as well as Torag Legs coming out to be about 750k. There were also a couple people doing rune fights, which is not that common for PvP with the mains. Usually only like 4 to 5 to 6 people are around for this, but I did get a guy where I fought quite a few times, and with the Dragon Claw spec, we did get him for about 600k. Following that, though, unfortunately, I did have one of my first deaths of the video, which was against this guy who was not risking much at all, and this kind of just led me to mess around a little bit, see if I can spec anyone out, and that didn't work out too well. I did catch this guy in the middle of his Lava Dragon trip, and this Tribrid setup that I was using was really going well for me. The Dragon Crossbow combined with the Ice Barrage and the Dragon Claws meant that I really didn't have a great melee weapon, only for the special attack is what it would be used for. So I really had to rely on my Dragon Crossbow and Ice Barrage for more DPS, but luckily, somehow, the Dragon Claw spec reached him, and we did get a pretty nice kill there, about 150k from this guy over at Lavas. Of course, there'd be moments like this where I would splash like 5 times on someone, and we'd just kind of laugh and walk it out, and I'd stop attacking them, and that does happen quite a bit, honestly. If you're ever trying to kill a PVMer and none of your special attacks hit, and they're not really trying to put up a fight or do anything, more times than you'd expect, the PKer will just log out or walk away. So that did happen occasionally during this video. Just all in all, when you're killing someone who's fighting Vedion, the odds of them escaping if they're past 30 wilderness is very low, but again, if you have tele block in these locations, then they're pretty much always going to die unless you get really unlucky with your hits. Something I really like about this location is that not only is it easy to kill the people that kill Vedion, but there's also a lot less clans hovering around here, so it's why it's the safest bet for me personally. Alright, well now it is on to the DH PvP battles. I gotta say, I was not expecting any of this to happen. I was so brand new to DHing, and as it goes for brand new, I mean, I haven't really done it in many years, so I didn't really know what to expect, and I figured all the people that do this kind of PKing, when you're risking such high amounts like 2.5 to 3 mil to 5 mil, whatever it may be, you're probably going to be really good at it if you're doing it. So luckily for me, our first and second fight went excellent. I got 2 kills in a row, both of them being just about 2.5 mil apiece, which was really good for the video because at this point I think that almost doubled what I was making so far. So I was doing really well at all the other locations with avoiding death and all that, but here is where I was really likely to die the most, and luckily I had a lot of close calls and a lot of teleport outs. I wasn't dying just yet, and the help of the Guthix Restore as well as the Anglerfish and Karambwan combination really did save my life more times than I can count. With our good RNG, we actually did manage to get 3 kills in a row, so I figured that would be a perfect time to stop the video just around the 9.5 hour mark, rounded up to about 10. Very minimal deaths and definitely a lot of profit, so I am curious to see what this price check has in store. And the best part about this video was it was a lot of fun. I really do enjoy PvP, even though I'm not the greatest at it. I think I'm better at not dying than I am at killing people, but this whole thing was a ton of fun. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the price check. Alright, so the first price check, this is pretty much everything that we PK'd at all the PVMing hotspots, and a little bit of this is from PvP as well, but mostly all of this 4.7 million GP was just from the Deep Wilderness PKs, which is not too bad. I was expecting about 5 mil or so, so it's about right on there. And moving on to the second price check, this is going to be all of the PvP loot, the DH, the 3 sets that we PK'd, as well as the Dragon Chain, and the 2.1 mil cash does account for all the coin drops that I did receive from the people that I killed, and this price check coming out to be 9.3 million. And the fact that I died twice as well as all the supply costs for this video means that I did spend about 4 mil. So overall we're looking at 10 mil profit from 10 hours of PKing. Loved using the HD client to try it out, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it too. So with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more PvP content, leave a comment below, and until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.